What's your pitching philosophy? What got you so far?
Just going right at hitters, attacking the zone, throwing strikes.
Now, do you pitch to your strengths or batter to weakness?
I think both. I mean, there's some batters where you really want to pitch to their weakness. If there's one particular pitch that don't hit very well, but generally you want to work off your strengths to exploit their weaknesses.
Now, a lot of first-round draft picks, they said, man, when these guys started, they have all the talent in the world. Some of them making the major leagues, but some of them are getting passed by guys in the 50th round. Why does that happen?
The draft is based on projection, and some guys end up not projecting out, and there's always those sleeper picks, and usually guys that get drafted later always go out there with something to prove, and sometimes earlier guys might lack a little bit of motivation.
Now, spring training, every team brings in more guys that take your spot in the major league level. How do you approach that if you show up and there may be 50 pitchers?
You really can't worry about anybody else. The only thing that you can control as a player, as a pitcher, is making your pitches and just, doing what you do. Worrying about other people or worrying about how they do isn't going to help you at all. So, just kind of worry about yourself. If you do your job as well as you can, that's all you can really do, and just hope for a break.
I talk about baseball as a failure sport. You go up and down the organization. Sometimes you get injured. Has there ever been a time yet that you wanted to give up baseball?
No, not really. I mean, I enjoy baseball. I enjoy coming to the field every day, whether it's running around the outfield, shagging fly balls, playing catch, stretching and throwing. I just love being out here. Yeah, there's times when things aren't going your way and it's really frustrating. But I think if you love the game, then it's never really a question of if you want to give up or not. It's whenever they tell you you can't come back is kind of when you have to call it quits.
Did you ever read the sports pages or Baseball America ranks you or what people write about you and things like that?
Every once in a while, I'll get curious to see what's going on, look at Google or just kind of scan through Baseball America and see if I get a mention anywhere. But like I said, I try not to pay too much attention to what other people think as opposed to how I think I'm doing. If I think something needs to improve or if the coaches say, something needs to improve, then that's kind of what I base it on.
What about the umpires? How do you handle the umpires?
Let them do their job, umpires aren't out there they're not out there to make bad calls for you. I mean, they're out there trying to make the best calls that they can make, and if their judgment lapses or they miss a call or miss a pitch, you just kind of hope that they don't miss the next one. You can't argue balls and strikes and he's going to change his mind, so kind of just have to let everything be.
How about the fans? People yelling and screaming at you all the time. Do they get to you or?
No, it's part of the game. You pay to come see the game. You want to yell and scream at the other team. Go ahead. I appreciate a good heckler. Someone who's original. Maybe with their insults or their style is always appreciated. But guys that just give me the generic boos and your garbage, little league kind of stuff, that can get old. But you just kind of tune them out.
What would you tell a high school kid about professional baseball you learned the hard way that nobody told you about?
After a certain point, coaches, the coaches are there if you need them, but it's not so much that they're pushing you like in high school. It's, in high school it's hit off the tee, we're taking ground balls into an outfield. The farther along you get, it's go hit off the tee yourself or ask for extra ground balls. There's no mandatory extra work. So if you think you can get by on just doing what they tell you to do, you'd be sorely mistaken.
Anything else about baseball that nobody's talked about that you'd want to tell somebody?
I think if there's things no one talks about, maybe it's for a reason. I don't want to be the guy to put the cat out of the bag.